For almost a year, I struggled with growing my back. I started going to the gym in March of 2024. And it wasn't until 3 months ago that I finally hit through that plateau and started growing my back. What happened? First of all, I was doing the wrong exercises. I was doing the exercise that everyone tells you to do. I was doing the upper back rows. I was doing all kind of machine rows. And then from time to time, I would do a lat pull down with the straight bar. And in the first place, I was progressing. I was getting stronger and stronger. And then I hit a massive plateau. Once I hit 70 kg on the lat pull down, I did not go any higher than that. For what? Half a year? For half a year, I stayed at 70 kg lat pull down. Right now, that's just 3.5 months from that point. I was still doing 70 kg lat pull downs. I am now doing reps with 102.5 kg. I literally need to add extra weight because my machine just goes to 100 kg. I need to grab an extra plate and put it on the machine because it has gotten too light for me. That's the first point I want to make. If you cannot grow your back, go heavier and lower reps. It doesn't matter which exercise. It doesn't matter if it's a pull-up, like a weighted pull-up, a row, a lat pull down, or some single arm variations, lat prayers. Go heavier for lower reps. Okay, now sure, don't turn into a power lifter and do everything for just 3 reps. No. You should have a minimum of 6 reps and a maximum of 12 reps. If you go below 6 reps, it really turns more into strength training instead of bodybuilding for hypertrophy. If you go above 12 reps, you might still get the same muscle growth, but for a lot more fatigue. And another caveat, which I will explain in a minute. If you go, studies have actually found, I'm not making this up, that the difference between doing 8 reps or 18 reps is nothing. As long as you push to failure, you will get the same muscle growth. So why would you then spend so much more time on higher rep ranges with lower weight, which actually really fatigues your cardiovascular system? You're like, after the set, not really because the set was so hard, but just because you were just going and going and going. If you could just do a lot heavier weights for lower reps and get the same muscle growth for that. The second tip I would give you is to add in more compound movements. So when I first stagnated in my back growth, I threw out all the compound movements I was doing and I switched to a Jeff Nippard based style of training. I'm ashamed actually. I was just doing the single arm lat pull down, I was doing the single arm row, and then I was doing some weird row variation. All very light exercise. I was going with really light weights for high reps. And oh yeah, because I was feeling my lats really burning for the first time in my life. Oh yeah, I'm connecting to my lats right now. Guess what? I didn't grow. Why? You can feel your lats, but if there's just 30 kg on the machine, they're not going to grow. Look, I can feel my biceps if I just squeeze it long enough. Does it mean that I will grow it just by squeezing it? No. You need to have high, heavy weights, especially in the stretched position. So the science-based lifting community isn't entirely wrong. They control the eccentric phase and emphasize the stretched position. Great tips, but don't overdo it. Don't be that guy who doesn't train below 14 reps, who doesn't do compound movements because, yeah, the EMG studies found that doing the the inverted cable row whilst you were hanging on a bar with your feet, so you were like, upside down, and then you're rolling. Oh yeah, that's really great for your mind muscle connection. It's a bit weird, but the main point that got my back growing, more fun. See, I dreaded back. I hated back days more than leg days. That says something because I do not like leg days. The feeling I got training back was just this weird burn, especially my forearms. I just hated it. Right now, because I went with the higher weight, lower reps, it isn't as fatiguing anymore. And I'm just throwing around heavy weights, people kind of looking at me. And that gives me a sense of pride. And now suddenly going to a back day is my most fun day. Like, genuinely, right now enjoy pull days the most. Back and biceps is my favorite day of the week. A small tip I could give you is also investing in straps. Straps are amazing. Look, these are forearms. Forearms are not that big. I train my forearms separately, but in comparison with your lats, your forearms are just a weak muscle group. So if you are doing pull-ups with a 30 kg dumbbell and you are 100 kg body weight, just like me, of course your forearms will give out earlier than your back will do. Now, if you buy straps, suddenly you put the strap around the bar, and when you lay down, so when you hang down, this happens. What happens is the strap gets only tighter, so you can actually kind of let loose of your fingers, so there's zero tension in your forearms. You're not falling down, and you can just train your back. So now you're isolating your back and a bit of biceps, and not your forearms anymore. Forearms screw a lot of backs up, just because the forearms are not strong enough, and people have this weird bias of, oh no, straps is for gay people. Oh no, nah, nah. I'm old school, man. I'm a real man. Shut up, man. That's just cringe. One exercise that blew up my back, Pendlay rows. Just because it is a compound movement, it's a really heavy compound movement, and you're kind of throwing it around. It's fun because every single rep, when you stretch, I will put a clip here, but every single rep when you stretch out, you kind of let loose and you make this heavy sound, and people are looking at you and you just feel like the man. My current pull day routine, it's a lot. I start with pull-ups, then I do cable rows, which I do really neat, science-based way. Then I move on to the preacher curls, lat pull downs, as I said, not with the straight bar grip, but with a neutral grip, which I just can connect way better with my lats. Then I do just 2 sets of the lat prayer, the straight arm lat pull down. I do not really feel my back with this, but my back has been growing since I'm doing this, so I'm keeping it in. Then I do Pendlay rows. No, first I do single arm cable rows with heavy weight. Then Pendlay rows with supersetted with the Bayesian cable curls. This is all I do. And another benefit of doing a lot of compound movements is biceps. My biceps are one of my strongest muscle groups, one of the biggest muscle groups, relatively to what the normal size would be. Why? Because all of the compound movements, your biceps get a lot of work done as well, above the back gains that you're going to get. So not only do you get a bigger back, but also your biceps peaks get bigger and it gets wider. That's it. Follow me if you want to stay tuned for more, do all the algorithm stuff so more guys see this. And yeah, have fun training and getting huge wings.